Okay, hi guys. Today I want to talk to you about restless leg syndrome and how chiropractic helps it. So, restless leg is honestly absolutely horrible. I can't stand it, and I have a pretty bad case of it myself, but let me turn the phone off. Some people say to me, well, Fatty, how do you know if you have restless leg syndrome? And hey, I think I have it, but I'm not really sure. Here's the thing. If you don't know if you have restless leg syndrome, then you don't have it. Because if you have it, you absolutely know that you have it. And it's not like this, like where you just kind of like fidgety, but this is literally what restless leg syndrome is like. Are you watching? Watch. Listen up. Make sure you're watching. This is what restless leg syndrome is. So you're in bed at night. Oh, don't sleep on your stomach. That's bad for you. So literally you're in bed at night and you're doing this and you're like, oh, I'm sleeping. I'm feeling good. And then literally this is it. You literally want to move everything really fast. Or, okay, if you are stomach sleeping, it's like this. And you start like getting these, it looks funny, but you start getting these really weird desires to move and shake around a lot. So what it is, it's a problem with the central nervous system. When the central nervous system is either inflamed or out of balance, the body has this weird effect or some sort of mechanism where the dopamine production isn't correct or isn't normal or isn't what it should be. And that coupled with the inflammation, whether it's from food or spinal misalignment, is what makes you want to shake yourself. Because shaking yourself, that movement of shaking, overpowers the pathway of the icky sensation and it sends those signals to the brain. So restless leg syndrome is really, really weird, okay? But that's what it feels like at night. So if you guys have it, it's horrible, you know it's awful. Let's talk about some stuff that's gonna fix it or that can really help. Number one is, of course, chiropractic. And some people are like, well, I don't understand how restless leg syndrome can be helped by chiropractic. Okay, well, here's the thing. Restless leg syndrome is a disorder of specifically the central nervous system. So chiropractic helps it because chiropractic deals with balancing out the central nervous system, okay? That's number one. Number two is because chiropractic is very pain relieving. So when you come to the office and you get adjusted and you guys are like, oh my God, I feel so good, I don't want to leave, the feel good thing that you're feeling is actually endorphins. And endorphins are your little, essentially like your body's little heroin producer, okay? And so oftentimes the medication that they prescribe, or I've seen them prescribe for restless leg syndrome, is an opiate, and that's the reason why. So like Oxycontin or Percocet or things like that are often administered to people because that helps to diminish that sensation of wanting to wiggle yourself around, right? So you get adjusted, that balances out the nervous system in that area, and then you also get that endorphin rush, which is really, really pain relieving and really, really calming, okay? Other things that you can do are exercise or don't exercise. So exercise is really weird. It's gonna go one way or the other. When I exercise a lot, or if I do things that are super heavy, like the yoke carry, or if I deadlift like close to about 200 pounds or so, that night I'm guaranteed to not sleep. My legs go crazy, right? And that's because when you exercise or lift really, really heavy weights, that stimulates the central nervous system, and that stimulation puts me particularly over the top, okay? So for some people, they don't exercise at all, and so if you don't exercise at all, the exercise might help because it does bring oxygen to your muscles. But for some people that have it pretty bad, that they're athletic, what you might want to try doing is do your heavy lifting really early in the morning, or try to do it every other day instead of every single day. Last thing is, of course, check your iron levels, because restless leg syndrome also has a big, I don't want to say like big association with iron deficiency. And so women, you guys bleed every single month. And so if your iron levels are too low, that can oftentimes affect the oxygen concentration, the oxygen saturation in your blood, which can then create restless leg syndrome as well. Men, don't ever take an iron supplement. Like biological males, don't take iron. You guys should not be taking iron unless you're like bleeding out or in a hospital or something. But then you got worse problems than restless leg. But anyway, hope that helps.